Folks, we're proud to bring you the best high school and local sports action right here on the Garden State Athletic Network. But we don't do it alone. Is your business looking to reach a dedicated local audience across New Jersey? From the opening kickoff to the final buzzer, our fans are locked in. When you partner with us, you aren't just buying an ad, you're supporting the student athletes and communities that make Jersey sports special, all at a surprisingly affordable cost. Ready to join the team? Scan the QR code on your screen right now to learn more. You can also reach us directly at sponsorships@gardenstateathleticnetwork.com or give us a call at 973-738-3881. Grow your business while supporting local sports, only on the Garden State Athletic Network.
My favorite thing about playing high school sports is definitely the community it builds.
It's taught me leadership, it's taught me resilience.
Many people might go on to not play collegiately, but they can take a lot of skills that they learn and use it in their professional life, in their future careers.
High school sports are worth protecting because it gives students an outlet to grow, to become a leader, to become what they want to be.
NMLS 52811. Looking for a great rate on a new loan? From automobile to home equity loans, Urco Community Federal Credit Union has what you're looking for. Contact our loan officers, Shannon McClellan or Michael Bullis, to discuss financing options. Visit urcocu.org to learn more. Approval subject to credit underwriting. Terms subject to change. Certain restrictions may apply. This is not a commitment to lend. Equal housing opportunity lender. Federally insured by NCUA.
You're getting a live look in on one of the hidden gems of the Garden State right here in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, as the hometown Stateliners get set to do battle with the visiting Immaculata Spartans on this edition of Tuesday Night Basketball right here on the Garden State Athletic Network. Hello once again, everybody. I'm Jack Barber, and trust me when I say that we're on a potential upset watch here this evening. Why, you may ask? Well, it's a good question when you look at the record of both of these teams. The Spartans enter the building tonight with a record of 16-5 and are off to their best start to the season since their 2022-2023 campaign. They're also right in the mix for the Somerset County Tournament crown, taking down Bernards and Pingree in earlier rounds over the last 2 weeks as they prepare to play Gilst St. Bernards in the semifinals on Valentine's Day this upcoming Saturday. But speaking of tournaments, the hunt for the 100 and Warren Sussex Trophy has breathed new life into a Phillipsburg team which has otherwise been lost, as the Stateliners currently hold a 6-13 record, but are riding a 3-game win streak, which included a massive upset over the top-seeded Warren Hills Blue Streaks this past weekend, as senior Evan Haid sunk the game-winning shot, which was also his only field goal attempt of the day, to give the Liners the 58-56 victory. You can say what you want about this P-Burg squad, but you can't deny that they play a gritty and tough style of basketball. To win this game, they'll have to crank up that sentiment as they have the challenge of defending Immaculata's star senior Riley Gorman. Gorman is averaging a staggering 21.8 points per game in his final year as a Spartan, and 2 weeks ago he surpassed 1,000 career points despite only accruing 112 total points by the conclusion of his sophomore year. The upperclassmen days have been extremely kind to Gorman, to say the least. Look out for him to have a big game tonight. Meanwhile, on the Liner side of things, the big three of Dom Bracco, Sham Lavasia, and Christian Martin have been the dependable backbone of this Phillipsburg roster all season, with Bracco leading the way in scoring, while Sham and Martin have handled the boards and dishes respectfully. As for some potential breakout stars tonight, look out for the freshman Caleb Clymer, coming off the bench for the Stateliners. Clymer has been a dependable six-man for the home squad, as he's currently fourth on the team in scoring outside of the aforementioned big three. He'll be one to watch tonight. We've got a familiar David going up against a formidable Goliath as the Immaculata Spartans will go toe-to-toe with the Phillipsburg Stateliners after the playing of our national anthem and the announcements of our starting lineups right here on the Garden State Athletic Network. Guys, it's going to be a fun one here tonight. We got two teams going to the semifinal rounds of some very important tournaments. It's going to be a fun game of basketball here, and I'm telling you what, I was serious when I said we might be on the lookout for an upset watch here tonight. It could very well not be, but, you know, guy can dream, right? We can all dream. We just want to see some fun basketball on a Tuesday night out here. And it seems as though warm-ups are about to conclude. We got less than a minute on the clock before that wraps up. Seems as though we're about to do that now. We're going to go silent right when they start the national anthem and name the starting lineups, and we will be right back on the Garden State Athletic Network.
Ready?
Looking for a great rate on a new loan? From automobile to home equity loans, Urco Community Federal Credit Union has what you're looking for. Contact our loan officer, Shannon Simonetta, or Michael Boulos to discuss financing options. Visit urcocu.org to learn more. Approval subject to credit underwriting approval. Terms subject to change. Certain restrictions may apply. This is not a commitment to lend. Equal housing opportunity lender. Federally insured by NCUA.
We honor America with the performance of our national anthem. Being sung tonight by Rolena.
Melina Andes with a nice rendition of the Star Spangled Banner here tonight as we get set with our starting lineups, starting off with Immaculata. We're about ready to tip off. The lineups have been named. The game's about to start. We heard the starting lineups for both teams, in case you didn't hear over the echo there for the PA. For Immaculata, we got starting off tonight Noah Doss, Nick Swartwood, Riley Gorman, Tyler Burns, and Bryce Higgins. And on the Stateliners side of things, leading off tonight, we got Christian Martin, Evan Pasowitz, Shamari Lavasia, Evan Haid, and Dominic Bracco. It's the 6-13 Stateliners versus the 16-5 Spartans here on GSAN. And we're underway. Tip-off goes out of bounds to start the game there. Haid went after it, but couldn't secure it. And whose ball are they going to say here? Or are we just going to do another tip-off? It appears so. We're going to have Lavasia tipping off against Bryce Higgins to start. Higgins, interesting little factoid that we just acquired before the game started here tonight. He had 3 number changes in about the last 5 minutes. He was on the roster as number, I believe, 14, was number 15 in warm-ups. Now he's number 3, and now he's going for a fast break over Lavasia and gets rejected by Sham Lavasia, who's going for a fast break of his own. Passes it out to Bracco. Bracco with a contested 3 attempt, can't hit it. And that's rebounded by Riley Gorman, who passes it off to Noah Doss, who might have gotten away with a travel there. And that's going to be a contested 3-pointer by Tyler Burns, who's averaging 14.9 points per game in his own right tonight, and that's going to be the first points of the game about 40 seconds in. As Evan Haid now, the hero of that upset against the Warren Hills Blue Streaks this past weekend, and he can't hit his first field goal attempt of the night. He was 1 for 1 in that meeting. He's 0 for 1 so far tonight. And we're seeing some very aggressive, fast-paced basketball on Immaculata's end of the ball, as Lavasia is going up against Gorman here. Gorman passing out, and that's another 3-pointer made, and that is Nick Swartwood. Very team-oriented, very play-oriented, very aggressive Immaculata has been in the first minute and a half of this game. And obviously we can't base that for the whole game, but if it's a sign of things to come, it might be a rough night for the Liners as Gorman goes up for his first points of the night, can't secure it. Higgins was going for the rebound. He couldn't secure it either, as there was a fight underneath the basket there. And you'll see right here Gorman with that nice pass out to Swartwood for the game's second 3. Christian Martin now taking the ball up, and my goodness, these guys are going at a lightning pace to start this game off. They're not wasting energy. Martin was going up for a layup, and it looks like a shooting foul. Pretty good free throw shooting this season so far for the Stateliners. They're shooting it as a team at about a 78% clip, if online sources are to be known as accurate. Most of them are only accurate when it comes to points per game. As Martin gets the Liners on the board, it is now 6-1, and he has his first points of the night as well for the entire team. As Martin's going to try to cut this down to a 2-possession game, and he can't. Rebounded by Gorman. Gorman and Martin now going one-on-one in the hands of Higgins. The number-changing Higgins is now going underneath the basket there, getting guarded by Pasowitz, trying to go around him. Pasowitz with some good defense, and Higgins couldn't get it. Bracco now. Maybe trying to slow the pace down. He's going against Gorman. 2 of the stars of these individual teams here as Pasowitz is matching up with Higgins 3-on-3, quite literally number-wise. Wasn't supposed to be that way. As Lavasia, off of a Bracco miss, got an excellent rebound there. Gets it back to the top of the key out to Pasowitz, and now Martin's going to try something again. Martin, guarded by Noah Doss. Not an excellent pass there to Lavasia, but Lavasia secures it anyway. Trying to post up, can't do it. Martin now going for another layup. Martin is just not getting these contested layups here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as Higgins is going down on the other end now. Super fast-paced, and it seems as though the Liners have made an adjustment, and they're doing very well at keeping up with this fast-paced style of basketball as Lavasia gets the steal there. And now Martin's going to take it on the other end. He's going up against Noah Doss. Passes it out to Bracco. QB1, the pass underneath to Lavasia. Really should have made that shot with the height advantage, but he couldn't. That's going to be a miss despite the contest. And what are they going to call? And that's going to be a charge on Immaculata. Excellent job by Bracco there to get his feet set. As Ryan McKeever trying to argue, but it's not going to work. The Stripes have made up their mind. Martin now. Going for another layup attempt. Maybe thought better of it after previous attempts there. Gets it out to Pasowitz, who's going one-on-one with Higgins. Higgins falls down. Pasowitz, and he couldn't finish. A golden opportunity there for Evan Pasowitz. He just couldn't secure it despite a nice spin move under the basket. And that's another three-pointer for Tyler Burns. We have, ladies and gentlemen, it's been almost halfway through the first quarter. We have not seen a single two-point field goal in this game. We have 3 3-point field goals and 1 free throw made. And we're getting our first one here tonight. Yes, we are. Noah Doss with his first points of the night. As the Spartans have gotten out to a quick 11-1 lead. 3 minutes and 50 seconds into this contest here. Off that steal there, Noah Doss with just the easiest of layups. And the Stateliners are going to call a timeout here. It's 11-1 here on the Garden State Athletic Network, and we'll be back. That was only about a 30-second timeout here. Looking for a great rate on it. Today's broadcast is presented by New York Life Insurance agent Ed Kovacs Jr., based in Wapakoneta, New Jersey. To learn more, scan the QR code on your screen. Visit www.newyorklife.com/agent/DJ Kovac or call 908-358-9726. Sorry, guys. You know, we're always doing the advertisements out here, but sometimes with these 30-second timeouts, it's a little hard to discriminate. Got to get them in quick.
Yeah, I got that. I'm sorry, 3, not 11.
We are very appreciative of our sponsors for always helping out here. So thanks, Ed Kovac. We appreciate you, sir. Christian Martin.
You should have 1. Yeah, I got it.
Off to Lavasia there at the top of the key. Pasowitz now, also at the top of the key, looking for space around Kyle Higgins. Can't find it, but he finds Christian Martin, though. Finally successful on a layup, and that is the first field goal attempt made for the Liners tonight. It's 11-3 as Caleb Clymer is preparing to come into the game. Talked about Caleb Clymer a little bit in the pregame. He's somebody to look out for in the future here for the Liners. As Bracco gets the rebound. Bracco now going for the fast break attempt. They've been suffering on the other end of those for the entirety of this game so far. Gorman now trying to lead his team to some points. Instead gets it stolen away by Bracco. He's got a 2-on-1 situation. Didn't see Pasowitz, though. He goes forward himself and can't get it. Gorman with another rebound. But now they're almost tripling Gorman, who's looking for a foul. Got swatted, it seemed, there by Martin. And now a pass out to Tyler Burns. He's no good on the three-point attempt. And Martin looking to slow the pace down just the way that the Liners wanted at the moment. We're 5 minutes into the first quarter. He's calling plays. He wants Pasowitz to come up, maybe set a screen. Pasowitz looked a little confused. Bracco now. Nice close shot attempt, but just couldn't sink it right near the free throw line. And what do we have here? Almost another three-pointer made. That one would have been by Noah Doss, but Lavasia secures the rebound. Martin. Doss there to meet him at the half-court line. Tries getting it out to Hade. Hade can't secure it. A little bit of contest there by Burns as Clymer comes in for Hade. Hade will take a seat, catch his breath as the freshman comes into the game. And now all 4 of the highest scorers for the Stateliners are currently on the court as Lavasia there looking to cause disruption, and he can't secure the ball. But I was about to say, if they don't call that Stateliners ball, we might need some new referees here.
24 checked in.
Look to go off the knee, I think, of Tyler Burns. And number 24 is going to check in for Immaculata. That's going to be Adam Sandberg. Sandborg? I don't know. I can't read my own handwriting, ladies and gentlemen. Sandborg, as it's just been confirmed. Christian Martin barely got that catch on the inbound, but loses the ball anyway. And Doss with a layup, and he gets it, and the foul. Noah Doss showing the speed. Looking very valuable there underneath. You can see right there, that was an excellent pass to get him the layup there. Now it's 13-3 once again in favor of Immaculata. And Doss can't secure the free throw. Oh! Martin goes down, gets right back up. A little bit of physicality there between him and I believe that was Swartwood. Like Swartwood there, getting into it with Martin. As Doss is going to inbound. And he found Tyler Burns. Appears to pick up his own rebound, and he gets the bucket and the foul. Burns is having a good night so far tonight. Already a three-pointer made. Not to mention that bucket, and he'll have an N1 attempt coming up here. Actually, Burns has 2 three-pointers made here tonight, so he's got 8. And make that 9. Tyler Burns, the leading scorer tonight, and he's outscoring the entirety of the Stateliners. Martin now calling plays out, guarded by Doss. Finds Bracco on the perimeter. Bracco trying to go him, but he's going to be double-teamed underneath. Can't make the basket. Rebounded by Swartwood. Doss now, top of the key. Passes it out to Tyler Burns. They're going to call that a turnover, and the Liners are going to get it back. Tamir Moore is going to check into the game now, as Pasowitz comes out. Tamir Moore, a very athletic individual. Doesn't bring a lot of scoring to the Liners, but he sure will quicken the pace up if that's the kind of game that Immaculata wants to play. As we've seen here on the Garden State Athletic Network, getting to really learn these Phillipsburg Stateliners over the last couple of weeks and months. Martin now, three-pointer. No good. Rebounded there by Moore, the aforementioned Moore, and he can't get it, but he does get the shooting foul. And you can tell he's a little bit frustrated there. He wanted the N1. And they're going to call that foul on Sandborg, his first personal foul, and the third team foul so far tonight, as Moore goes to the line. (16-3). You got Noah Doss back deep for the Immaculata, and you got Bracco and Martin back there as well for the Liners, as Lavasia and Clymer stay up there with a whole sea of white underneath. So if Moore misses this, expect a quick Immaculata rebound, even though Bracco's coming up. And Moore can't hit that one either. Oh, but wait a second. Nope, they secure it. Gorman's going to get the rebound. Gorman been very quiet tonight. 1,000-point scorer for Immaculata. Basically did it in 2 years. Only had 112 points to contribute in his first 2 seasons, as we mentioned on the pregame show. And he almost hits a fadeaway mid-range shot there for his first points of the night, but can't get it. Ball ends up in the hands of Caleb Clymer. And he hands it off to Martin, who's going to slow the pace down once again. And Coach Todd Sigafus on the Phillipsburg sideline, trying to send commands out to his troops. As Lavasia, and they just can't hit the contested layup or close shot here at all tonight. It's been very frustrating to watch for Peaburg. Meanwhile, Noah Doss has been heating up all night long. That's his first three-pointer of the night, and he's got 7. I'll tell you what, Tyler Burns, Noah Doss, a couple of unsung heroes here, more so Noah Doss. They have had an excellent first quarter here so far. Today's broadcast is presented by GMAT Pizza Wings and More right on Memorial Parkway. Made with the same passion for 3 generations and voted the best pizza in Phillipsburg. Call them at 908-768-3500 or order online at gmacpizzawings.com. We can't wait to serve you. Today's broadcast is also presented by New York Life Insurance agent Ed Kovacs Jr. based in Lopatcong, New Jersey. To learn more, scan the QR code on your screen or visit www.newyorklife.com/agent/EJ Kovac or call 908-358-9726. As we get back to the action here in good old Phillipsburg, right along the Delaware River, as Evan Haight is checked back into the game for the Stateliners. And Martin now bringing it up, passes it off to Haight, who got an arm wrapped around him there by Gorman. That's going to be a foul on Riley Gorman, you would think. And it is. It's going to be his first personal foul. And the 4th for the team tonight. Clymer on the receiving end of that inbound pass by Martin. Ends up back in Martin's hands for a little bit of hot potato. Bracco. Couldn't hit the contested 3. The Liners have not been able to find any openings tonight. After the end of the first quarter, they got to stop hitting contested attempts. They got to find some openings here because they can't hit anything when they got a hand in their face from Immaculata, any Immaculata player so far here tonight. They got to fix that quick. It is 19-3 here on the Garden State Athletic Network as Immaculata takes a lead into the second quarter. Looking for a great rate on a new loan from automobile to home equity loans? Urco Community Federal Credit Union has what you're looking for. Contact our loan officer, Shannon Simonetta, or Michael Boulos to discuss financing options. Visit urcocu.org to learn more. Approval subject to credit, underwriting approval, terms subject to change. Certain restrictions may apply. This is not a commitment to lend. Equal housing opportunity lender, federally insured by NCUA. Today's broadcast is presented by GMAC Pizza Wings and More right on Memorial Parkway. Made with the same passion for 3 generations and voted the best pizza in Phillipsburg. Call them at 908-768-3500 or order online at gmacpizzawings.com. We can't wait to serve you. Today's broadcast is presented by New York Life Insurance agent Ed Kovacs Jr. based in Lopatcong, New Jersey. To learn more, scan the QR code on your screen or visit www.newyorklife.com/agent/EJ Kovac or call 908-358-9726. And we are just getting set here for the second quarter. As you can already see here, the Liners might be looking to play a little more conservative here to start the second quarter already. As you can see, JV regular Jackson Matos has checked into the game at point guard. Actually, they're going to have Tamir Moore, it would seem, run point. Bracco's still in the game, but it's a 16-point contest so far. I don't really agree with this decision here. As Bracco goes inside for the paint, and they're going to get a shooting foul there. And that's going to be Adam Sandborg's second foul. He hasn't even been in the game that long. Came off of the bench. He's been in for about a total of maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Already got his second foul tonight. I want to take Sandborg back out. As Bracco hits his first free throw tonight. And that's going to be his first point scored. And the first point scored for the Liners by somebody not named Christian Martin so far. About 8 minutes and 10 seconds into this contest. And Bracco hits his second free throw. And it is now 19-5. As Riley Gorman gets set to take the ball up. Gorman calling plays. He's guarded by Matos. That's a tall order for Matos to take on. So young in his career, so early on. Gorman now. Midi. No good by Gorman. Good defense there by Matos. And Bracco now, guarded by Gorman. Going for a tough shot. No good. Hayde, no good as well. Trying to get the second chance points. Guys, Bracco has been taking some very ill-advised shots tonight. You don't want to see any of that, especially from the team's leader, essentially, in points per game. Got to start taking some smarter shots. As Tamir Moore now is trying to find a way to get to the basket, and he can. He keeps getting met by Gorman at every point. Clymer now. Guarded there by Tyler Burns. He passes it off to his fellow freshman, Matos. Moore. Nice athletic move to get underneath, and he sinks it. Tamir Moore with his first points of the night. As we've got 7 points from 3 different liners so far. Matos now guarding Noah Doss, who was on a hot streak in the first quarter. And now Sandborg. Tamir Moore looking to get a steal there, but the ball was too high off the pass. And what's going to happen here? Bit of a rebounding issue there at first for Swartwood. But they're going to call it a jump ball, and it's going to stay with Immaculata. Pasowitz now going to check in for Bracco. Showing a little bit of frustration there as he comes back onto the bench. Gorman. Can't hit a three. Higgins now with the rebound. Gets it off to Burns. Burns. And that's going to be another three-pointer made. And that's Nick Swartwood. I believe that's his first three-pointer of the night. Tamir Moore now. Trying to find an opening there. He finds Pasowitz. Pasowitz getting guarded by Higgins still. And a nice layup there by David Pasowitz. Or Evan Pasowitz, excuse me. Riley Gorman now, guarded by Tamir Moore. Moore looks locked in on defense. Gets it out to Noah Doss. Does Gorman. Now they're playing a game of hot potato out there. Oh, and Pasowitz, the ball briefly bounced off his head as he was trying to secure the turnover. Tamir Moore now taking a break. Get a little more grip on the shoes now. He's getting guarded tightly by Gorman. Finds Caleb Clymer on the outside, who looked like he might have taken a step back there, but he's not going to play James Harden just yet. Higgins was looking for an easy layup there, and he didn't find it as he gets surrounded by 3 liners, and a little bit of miscommunication there as Clymer wasn't ready for the pass. Ends up in the hands of Matos, who almost gets bodied by Gorman there. Matos for 3. Oh, air ball. Oh, and Haid was trying to get it off of Tyler Burns there, but Burns was ready for it. Good reaction time, goes up for the shot, and they're going to call it Stateliners ball. It's 22-9 at the moment as Lavasia and Bracco get ready to sub back in. And Matos played some good defense while he was out there, but he's going to get back on the bench. A lot of high fives from his teammates. Moore now. Still guarded by Gorman. Moore's had extended playing time since near the end of the first quarter. Bracco now, guarded by Doss. Doss has been on for almost the entire game, it would seem. Bracco, wise to not take a shot attempt there. He might have earlier on in the game. And what a shot by Tamir Moore. Beautiful, close inside shot by Moore. And we're spoiled as a generation, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't think you understand what kind of athleticism it took to hit a shot like that. Went underneath, nice spin around with the ball, and he hit it right there. I know it's an 11-point game, but that was an exciting shot there by Tamir Moore. What athleticism. Looking for a great rate on a new loan from automobile to home equity loans, Urco Community Federal Credit Union has what you're looking for. Contact our loan officer, Shannon Simonetta, or Michael Boulos to discuss financing options. Visit urcocu.org to learn more. Approval subject to credit, underwriting approval, terms subject to change. Certain restrictions may apply. This is not a commitment to lend. Equal housing opportunity lender, federally insured by NCUA. And we're coming off of a timeout here on the Garden State Athletic Network right here in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. And I'm telling you, I know I didn't get a good reaction from this crowd, which is actually a pretty sizable crowd considering what we've seen here in the past in Phillipsburg. But that was a really nice shot made by Tamir Moore on the inside. Should not be underlooked. Christian Martin now getting ready to sub back into the game as Pasowitz gets another turnover there for the Liners. You can see the little bit of cracks in Immaculata's offense right now as they're trying to go for an aggressive style, but it's been the catalyst for a lot of turnovers. As Clymer's at the top of the key now, finds Pasowitz a little bit down lower, but they're trying to get some inside shots here as the Liners are going to have to play some small ball tonight. A lot of tall bodies over there on the Spartan sideline. And Pasowitz was trying to get it out to Clymer. Too wide of a throw there. And Martin's going to come in for Clymer. Clymer with some respectable minutes out there as he looks to score his 100th point of the season, his varsity season. Maybe it'll come here tonight. He needs 3, if I remember correctly. We got Kevin Audu in now, setting screens for Gorman, who hits his first points of the night. Maybe not his first points of the night, but I believe his first 3-pointer. As Tamir Moore now. Oh, that is Gorman's first shot made of the night. 3 points now for Gorman. As Bracco trying to dive in, he's going one-on-one with Gorman, turned into a 2-on-1 real quick. The Swartwood came in to help, but it's going to be a shooting foul, and Bracco is going to go to the line.
Swartwood, his first team second. Bracco shooting 2.
Bracco, it's his first. Bracco leads the team in points per game at 14.4. He's the only liner to average more than 10 points per game. Lavasi is in second with 9.5. And then you got Martin with around 8.1. Riley Gorman now. 25-13 lead for Immaculata as the ball finds its way into Higgins' hands at the top of the key. But Gorman's back there trying to cross up to Tamir Moore. Kind of does there. Gets back to the three-point line, but can't finish. Lavasi with the rebound. And the Liners need a bucket here to keep this game, maybe get it back within single digits again. Got to keep this game close. As Bracco now going up for another contested post-up shot, and it just has not been working tonight for Bracco as far as the field goals go, but he will go back to the line where he is 4 for 4 so far.
His first team cleared.
So maybe the backup plan here is to get the Spartans into some foul trouble, as they certainly have been in some over the first 2 quarters. Bracco. First free throw made there. Bracco having some kind of game from the free throw line now. He's 5 for 5. And his 6th attempt is good. 6 points tonight for Dominic Bracco, all from the line. He's got to start hitting his field goals, though. Riley Gorman now. Tamir Moore, who has been in this game for quite a while, coming off of the bench. And Bracco with a nice steal there. They were trying to get it to Higgins, and now, bit of a 2v2 situation, but Bracco, speak of the devil, he gets his first field goal of the night. He's got 8. Bracco, Higgins now, going inside, couldn't get it. Lavasi with the rebound. It's a single-digit game now, 17-25 in favor of the Spartans. Christian Martin now, slowing the pace down a little bit, looking to quicken it back up again as Lavasi, he was trying to get that high pass into him, but Pasowitz comes up with it inadvertently, but it comes back in Lavasi's hands. What a pass by Sham Lavasia! Can we get a replay on that? Are you kidding me? Lavasi, almost a no-looker there, a bounce pass to Martin. That's going to be a highlight of the night. It's got to be for Phillipsburg. We got a 30-second timeout. Wow-wee! That'll hype the crowd up. It's now a 6-point differential in favor of the Spartans. Wow! Excellent pass there by Lavasia. Ladies and gentlemen, we got less than 2 minutes left here in the second quarter. And for as much momentum as Immaculata built up in the first, don't count these Liners out. They've won 3 straight games. They're coming off of a hot streak. They're going to the semifinals of the 100 and Warren Sussex tournament on Saturday. This team is feeling themselves right now, and they look to continue that good feeling. Gorman now. Working on Moore. Gets around him. Goes inside. Does a little spin around pass there. What a pass by Riley Gorman to Nick Swartwood. That's another 3 for Swartwood tonight. He's got 6. All off of 3-point field goal attempts as Lavasia went up for a close range shot. He couldn't secure it. Gorman now going for a fast break. He's getting a little frustrated. He hits it and 1. Gorman now starting to heat up a little bit over the last couple of minutes. He was held scoreless in the first quarter. And you can see now, look at the speed getting from end to end there. Goes right up again. He looks at Tamir Moore, says, yes, sir, I will go in there. And he does. Hits that layup, and now he's going to the line. Minute 27 left. Gorman hits the free throw. Now it's 31-19. And I'll tell you what, if the Stateliners have done anything well this season, it's been containing opposite teams' star players. They have done a very good job at doing that so far. As Pasowitz, no good on the 3-point attempt there. As Higgins going for a quick turnaround there. Gorman. Oh, Burns lost it at the top of the key. Couldn't secure it. And now Martin looking for a layup of his own. He can't get it, but Moore with the rebound. And he gets it back in on the second chance points. Higgins. 10-point game. Feels like it's been a big Stateliners second quarter, though. Higgins now almost getting doubled there by Pasowitz and Martin. And they're going to call that a turnover. And the Liners will get it back. You can feel little bits of the momentum starting to shift here. Every now and again, the Spartans will hit one that'll silence the crowd. But remember, earlier on in this game, it was a 15-point advantage. And Tamir Moore is starting to show off his athleticism now. I tell you, this kid, he's showing something that we haven't seen on any of our prior broadcasts here tonight. Tamir Moore is having a breakout game so far. Gorman looking for options. As Swartwood tried setting a pick for him there. Does it again. Lavasia there to guard. And it's going to be Gorman on Lavasia there. Oh, not a good shot attempt there by Gorman. Didn't really have a lot of time left, so you can kind of understand it. But at the half, it is the Spartans 31 and the Stateliners 21 as we get ready in 10 minutes for the third quarter here on the Garden State Athletic Network. Wow. Well, for a 10-point contest, we've seen quite a number of plays from the team that's trailing right now. We've seen quite a number of excellent fast breaks from the team leading. It's been an exciting game despite the scores so far. As the camera starts to dip a little bit. There we go. All right, center that back out again. Anyway, people go to the concessions. Teams are going to go in there, get their little halftime speeches there. I wouldn't say count out the Stateliners just yet, folks. We got an exciting second half coming up here on the Garden State Athletic Network. My voice is already starting to crack. That's how you know it's exciting. Looking for a great rate on a new loan? From automobile to home equity loans, Urco Community Federal Credit Union has what you're looking for. Contact our loan officer, Shannon Simonetta, or Michael Boulos to discuss financing options. Visit urcocu.org to learn more. Approval subject to credit, underwriting approval, terms subject to change. Certain restrictions may apply. This is not a commitment to lend. Equal housing opportunity lender, federally insured by NCUA. Today's broadcast is presented by GMAT Pizza, Wings, and More right on Memorial Parkway. Made with the same passion for 3 generations and voted the best pizza in Phillipsburg. Call them at 908-768-3500 or order online at gmacpizzawings.com. We can't wait to serve you. Today's broadcast is presented by New York Life Insurance agent Ed Kovacs Jr. based in Lopakong, New Jersey. To learn more, scan the QR code on your screen or visit www.newyorklife.com/agent/EJ Kovac or call 908-358-9726. And we'll be right back after this short break. Stick with us, folks. Welcome back here on the Garden State Athletic Network. I'm Jack Barber. Welcome to the old halftime show. We're going to be back with the third quarter in about 4 minutes. For right now, we're going to show you some highlights from the first half. As Immaculata looked to be in complete control in the first quarter of this game. Although in the second quarter, you did see a little bit of a momentum swing in favor of the Stateliners there. But a lot of three-pointers made for Immaculata, especially by Dylan Burns in the first quarter there. A lot of fast break points. Immaculata has been playing very aggressively on the offensive end of the ball. They do not waste any time when they're in the perimeter. They just like getting right to it. They're either going to shoot a three or they're going to drive it right down the layup, just like they're playing in the NBA or something. On the other end, it was an early struggle for guys like Christian Martin and Dominic Bracco, especially Bracco, who kept on trying to post up underneath the basket, just couldn't hit any contested shots. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, there were a lot of shots of his that were contested on that end. If you want to talk about high scores for the Immaculata side, then look no further than guys like Tyler Burns. You've also got Noah Doss, who had 7 points. Burns, though, had 12 off of 3 excellent three-point shots. 2 in the first, 1 in the second. He also had a 2-point field goal made and a free throw in the first quarter. He had an excellent first quarter, by the way. I think he just had the 1 3-point field goal made in the second, but besides that, he's been doing excellent tonight. Hopefully he can repeat what he was doing in the first quarter. And on the other end here, Tamir Moore having a breakout game nobody expected. That layup in particular was absolutely extraordinary. Something that you only really see from pros and college players these days. He's got a lot of potential, and we were saying right when he checked in tonight, he's got a lot of athleticism, but he just doesn't seem to finish all the time, so it was exciting to see him make those plays out there. Dominic Bracco finally got his first field goal made deep into the second quarter, but he was a beast from the free throw line tonight. 6 for 6 so far in the first half. We'll see if he can continue that, if he can get the other team into foul trouble for the rest of the game. A lot of three-pointers made on the Immaculata side. We've only got 4 players to score for each team so far tonight. For Phillipsburg, you got Bracco with 8, Tamir Moore with 6, Christian Martin with 5, and Evan Pasowitz hit a 2-point layup attempt in the second quarter. On the Immaculata side, Tyler Burns is outscoring everybody in the entire game right now with 12 points. You got Noah Doss with 7. He's been hot in streaks so far tonight. Riley Gorman, the team's leading scorer on the season at 28.8 or 21.8 per game, only has 6. And then you got Nick Swartwood, who's had a sneaky 6 points of his own. We've got about a minute left until the game heats back up. We got both of the teams back on the court for warm-ups now. Though the buzzer's going off, I think the referee's saying, hey, let's go, guys. Looking for a great rate on a new loan? From automobile to home equity loans, Urco Community Federal Credit Union has what you're looking for. Contact our loan officer, Shannon Simonetta or Michael Boulos, to discuss financing options. Visit urcocu.org to learn more. Approval subject to credit, underwriting approval. Terms subject to change. Certain restrictions may apply. This is not a commitment to lend. Equal housing opportunity lender, federally insured by NJSIAA. Today's broadcast is presented by GMAC Pizza Wings and More, right on Memorial Parkway, made with the same passion for 3 generations and voted the best pizza in Phillipsburg. Call them at 908-768-3500 or order online at gmacpizzawings.com. We can't wait to serve you. Today's broadcast is presented by New York Life Insurance agent Ed Kovacs Jr., based in Lopatcong, New Jersey. To learn more, scan the QR code on your screen or visit www.newyorklife.com/agent/GJ Kovac or call 908-358-9726. Back to the live action here. We just saw our first inbound of the second half as Tamir Moore took it up. He got it back to Martin, who's trying to get back to Lavasia. Lavasia had a golden opportunity there to maybe get some points as Martin is straying there on the line, and Pasowitz on a pass attempt from Martin could not secure it. And now Immaculata coming down the other end of the court there as Tyler Burns gets the scoring going for both teams there, the junior with the first point of the second half. And Tamir Moore, such an excellent first half he had. Trying to continue that hot streak right now. Dominic Bracco trying to hit some contested threes, or not threes, but inside shots, excuse me. Almost got the steal there. And Bracco has really been struggling trying to post up tonight. And they're actually going to say Stateliner ball. I don't know about that one, but Christian Martin to inbound. 33-21, about 7:14 left in the game. Oh, and Moore just couldn't get it. But it's going to stay with Phillipsburg. Actually, a shooting foul called now on Immaculata as Tamir Moore is going to go to the line. Moore with the opportunity now to tie Bracco for the team's top scorer tonight. And he doesn't get that opportunity. And you can hear Coach Sigafus saying, well, he can't hit foul shots anyway. Everybody's got their flaws. Everybody's got their weaknesses. Everybody's got their strengths. Moore, clearly not a strength from the free throw line. Whose ball are they going to call there? Lavasia was going for it. And it's going to stay with Phillipsburg as Bracco's going to inbound and try to do it over Riley Gorman, who's had somewhat of a quiet night in comparison to some of the other contests he's played in this year. As Moore was back at the top of the key. And Martin now can find an opening. Close shot, and he hits it over Noah Doss, who had a sneaky good first half of his own. 7 points for Doss. Martin now with 7. And Gorman was going for a long mid-range shot, couldn't secure it. But Higgins gets the rebound over Pasowitz, and it's going to remain with Immaculata till Tyler Burns going for another three-pointer. That would have been his 4th of the night. But Doss, though, hits a three-pointer of his own. Noah Doss with his second three-point field goal made tonight. And Doss has now the second Spartan to get into double digits. Pasowitz couldn't hit a three of his own, but Bracco secures the rebound and hits the close-range shot. Bit of a rarity for him tonight, but Bracco's got 10. First Stateliner to crack double digits, but Gorman quickly responding there with some offense. Gorman's got 8 points as he's trying to have a much better second half. And the pace is going to slow right back down, 38-25 in favor of Immaculata, as Lavasia there was maybe going to go down the lane, but he saw an opening there. Might have been trying to get the ball to Pasowitz's hands. Lavasia looking for a post-up move. Can't hit it. Christian Martin comes up with the rebound, though, for the Liners. See if they can get some second chance points as Lavasia trying to use that toughness to get inside, and he just can't do it. And that's going to be a board by Kyle Higgins. Or by Bryce Higgins, excuse me. And Noah Doss now with 12 points on the night. Doss not even in the top 3 on this team in points per game. He's having a breakout night tonight by comparison. Then as Bracco is going to go to the line for the 4th time tonight. 6 for 6 from the free throw line here. As you can see, Bryce Higgins there off of his rebound. Driving in, giving it to Doss despite the tight contest there by Bracco getting the layup attempt to go. It's Bracco on the other end of the floor now, trying to get points 11 and 12 on the evening. And there's 11. Trying to keep the Stateliners in this game with everything he's got. Immaculata came out hot tonight in the third quarter. We're about 3 minutes in, and they've already scored 9 points. Phillipsburg with 6 of their own in the third quarter. Gorman now with a bounce pass out to Doss. Ball's in Tyler Burns' hands at the top of the key now. Gorman bit of a frustrating call here. They're going to call that on Tamir Moore. Sigafus arguing there that Moore was pushed by Gorman. And now Moore was going for a big block attempt on Gorman. Couldn't get it. Gorman makes him pay for it. It's another three-pointer. Gorman now with 12 points. Hit a couple of threes so far in this half. And now it's starting to get away from the Liners. Lavasia trying to set a pick there for Martin, who goes down low. And the ball just goes in and out, but Lavasia there with the second chance points. As Lavasia gets on the board there. Doss with a long pass out. And it's no good on the shot attempt by Swartwood. And now Moore trying to continue that excellent first half. Goes in and can't sink it. close range shot just doesn't go in for Tamir Moore there, as Tyler Burns is going to get the end one opportunity there after a layup made. See that there? That was a good little tip in there by Lavasia. And now on the other end, Tyler Burns, who's had a big night so far tonight. He's got 14 points, looking for his 15th. Excuse me, I've been giving out the numbers for people tonight, but I do love the numbers. Big numbers guy over here. And just to prove it, that's 15 points now for Tyler Burns as he leads the Spartans in scoring this evening. Lavasia now going to take it up. Trying to get a pass out to Pesowitz. It got tipped a little bit by Burns. And that idea just did not work as Gorman now goes up for a layup, and he hits it. Gorman really starting to find his stride here in the third quarter as Martin is going to get doubled by him and Burns. Pesowitz now. There's got to be somebody open somewhere. Martin going up for a layup attempt. Can't secure it, but he gets his own rebound. Goes up for another shot, and he's going to go to the line. Well, you can tell offensively the Liners don't give up, but it's starting to get away from them now. They're down by 19 with 3:37 left in the third. But with a little under a dozen minutes left to go in this game, they got to hurry up if they want to get back in it. As Caleb Weimer prepares to come back in, and he will for Pesowitz. Martin now. Can't sink that second free throw. And the Liners have 30. Higgins driving down low. Finds Doss on the outside. He goes for a quick three-point attempt, and he sinks it. Noah Doss with a huge game tonight. Doss has got 15. Martin getting double teamed there, but now it's going to be a timeout for Coach Sigafus and the Stateliners. As Immaculata is now starting to pour it on. They've got 20 points in the last 4 minutes and 47 seconds. As we've got a minute to go before we come back. Looking for a great rate on a new loan from automobile to home equity loans, Urco Community Federal Credit Union has what you're looking for. Contact our loan officer, Shannon Simonetta or Michael Boulos, to discuss finance underwriting approval. Terms subject to change. Certain restrictions may apply. This is not a commitment to lend. Equal housing opportunity lender, federally insured by NCUA. Today's broadcast is presented by GMAC Pizza Wings and More, right on Memorial Parkway, made with the same passion for 3 generations and voted the best pizza in Phillipsburg. Call them at 908-768-3500 or order online at gmacpizzawings.com. We can't wait to serve you. Today's broadcast is also presented by New York Life Insurance agent Ed Kovacs Jr., based in Lopatcong, New Jersey. To learn more, scan the QR code on your screen or visit www.newyorklife.com/agent/EJ Kovac or call 908-358-9726. And the Liners now down by 21, looking to inbound here. They've been outscored 20-9 since the start of the second half, and we're not even through the third quarter yet. Lavasia, though, evening the odds just a little bit as he gets his second shot to go down here in this second half. Bryce Higgins now on the wing. And Riley Gorman now trying to drive down low. He's about to go up against Bracco there. Seems as though he tripped. And they're going to call a foul on Christian Martin. It's going to be his first personal foul, third for the Liners in this quarter. Doss to inbound. And Doss, he was looking for Tyler Burns there, couldn't secure it. As Martin's going to look for quick points on the other end there. And too aggressive there going in on the layup. And Bracco gets some points. He struggled going with contested shots, especially when posting up underneath there. But he's turned that weakness into a strength here in the second half. The few amount of times he's actually been able to get in that position. And Martin now playing a little bit too aggressive. That's going to be a shooting foul on him. And his second personal foul in about 60 seconds there. Nice putback there by Bracco. It's a 17-point advantage for Immaculata. as Gorman now, team's leading scorer on the season, hits his first free throw. Riley Gorman now with 14 points as he approaches the team lead for the evening. Sinks his second. He'll get back quickly on defense to meet up with Bracco there. Immaculata playing man-to-man defense so far. They can probably coast off of that, at least for the time being, with the lead being what it is, as Moore gets it out to Lavasia. Caleb Clymer gets the pass from Bracco. It's back in Lavasia's hands. Evan Haid for three, and it's good. Evan Haid, the aforementioned hero of that HWS tournament game against Warren Hills, a game which the Liners were far and away not favored to win, but he hit the game winner at the end in the 58-56 victory as they're going to take on Hunterdon Central on Saturday, a team that they've beaten recently in the past that we saw here on the Garden State Athletic Network, as Gorman now is laying it on in the third quarter. Another three-pointer for him, and it's a 19-point lead, and the Liners have really got to tighten up the defense if they want to get a sniff back into this game. And Bracco couldn't secure it. It comes over here in the booth as the Spartans are going to take over. Burns to inbound. It's it back out to Gorman. And now Lavasia matching up with Swartwood there. Burns against Bracco. Stanley Nguyen. Nguyen might have gotten away with a travel there, as he sees his first action of the night. But instead they're going to call a foul on Sandborg. That's his third. And for the little action that Sandborg's gotten tonight, his leading stats got to be fouls. I tell you what. Haid now starting to find his stride in the second half. He's got 5 points in this quarter. Tyler Burns trying to drive down low. Tamir Moore looking for a potential steal there. Instead, he's going to match up with Riley Gorman at the top of the key, who does a nice little spin move and hits it. Gorman showing what he can do now as the landslide is on as far as he's concerned. Moore matching up with Nguyen. Finds Lavasia at the top of the key. He's matched up with Burns. It's been an interesting battle all night. We're going to see a shooting foul there. And one. As Sham Lavasia gets down there underneath. Nice attempt there. Riley Gorman is really starting to pour it on now, folks. He's approaching 20 points for the game, and a lot of that has come from the third quarter. Lavasia. And just awful free throw shooting here tonight from anybody not named Dominic Bracco on the Liner side of things. As Burns now sinks a three. Just dagger after dagger for Immaculata. Bracco. Can't hit it. Nice shot at the top of the key, but he couldn't get his feet set. And a three-point attempt there by Gorman. That would have been an absolute killer there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we didn't mention this in the pregame show, but Immaculata averages 70 points per game. And if my feelings are correct here, they are going to easily surpass that here tonight. What can Phillipsburg do here with 8 minutes left in the contest? We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Garden State Athletic Network for the beginning of the fourth quarter after a word from our sponsors. Looking for a great rate on a new loan? From automobile to home equity loans, Urco Community Federal Credit Union has what you're looking for. Contact our loan officer, Shannon Simonetta or Michael Boulos, to discuss financing options. Visit urcocu.org to learn more. Approval subject to credit underwriting approval. Terms subject to change. Certain restrictions may apply. This is not a commitment to lend. Equal housing opportunity lender. Federally insured by NCUA. Today's broadcast is presented by GMAC Pizza, Wings, and More right on Memorial Parkway, made with the same passion for 3 generations and voted the best pizza in Phillipsburg. Call them at 908-768-3500 or order online at gmacpizzawings.com. We can't wait to serve you. Today's broadcast is presented by New York Life Insurance agent Ed Kovacs Jr., based in Lopatcong, New Jersey. To learn more, scan the QR code on your screen or visit www.newyorklife.com/agent/GJ Kovac or call 908-358-9726. Back to the live action here. 8 minutes remaining in the Phillipsburg High School Gymnasium. As two teams coming off of a couple hot streaks here, even more so surprisingly for the Liners as they've won 3 straight contests, 2 of them in the HWS tournament, mind you. Riley Gorman, another three-pointer made. Gorman has been absolutely phenomenal in the second half here. It has just been a landslide of points. The Spartans almost doubled their scoring output from the entire first half in the third quarter alone, as they outscored Phillipsburg 20-30 in the third quarter. Exciting offensive half or quarter of basketball right there. Phillipsburg doing everything they can on offense, but defensively they just can't do anything to stop this. As Higgins now, Lavasia going for a block. They're going to call it goaltend. They are. Sickafus arguing his case, but he's not going to win it. As Evan Hayes going to inbound now. 5-0 run to start the fourth quarter here for Immaculata. We're not even a minute in. Nguyen guarding Moore. Moore had a very promising first half. He's cooled off, though, in the second. Pesowitz finds Hayde. 5 points in the third quarter for Hayde. And they're going to call that one on Bryce Higgins.
His second.
That's going to be his second personal, first for the team. As Moore to inbound. Bracco trying to get open on the outside. He can't. Instead, Moore goes to Lavasia, who can't hit the post up. Mid-range, odd-looking shot there. Didn't get his feet set. Whatever you want to call it. Didn't go in. Higgins getting it out to Gorman, who's going for another three. Unbelievable! Riley Gorman starting to celebrate a little bit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when this game wraps up, we're going to flip this camera over to me real quick. I'm going to tell you who my player of the game is. It's not, I don't mean to play spoiler, but, well, I'm just not going to say his name out loud right now. Pesowitz. Looking to make this a little bit more of a respectable contest now for the Liners. Lavasia can't hit a mid-range shot. That was contested by Sandborg. As we've got a couple of freshman substitutions coming in now for the Liners. Actually, no, it's not a timeout yet here, but we're going to see a lot of heavy substitutions here for Phillipsburg and for Immaculata. As young names now, like, well, not a young name here as far as the school is concerned, but Jasnor Singh, the senior, is checking in, as is Jackson Matos. Evan Hayes still out there. Pesowitz is still out there. As Singh gets the rebound, passes it out to Pesowitz. Pesowitz going to go for three. Can't hit one of his own, airs it. Matos tried coming up with the rebound, and he couldn't, as Stanley Nguyen is going to inbound here. It's it out to Noah Doss, who's had a pretty big game in his own right, probably the biggest scorer on the floor right now. For Immaculata here, some guys who haven't really gotten some minutes tonight, including Joe Cummins, who passes it over to Trevor Mirioni. Mirioni going to go for three. Can't hit it. And what an excellently disciplined Immaculata team we've been watching here tonight. Just in an entirely different league, it would seem. And this is a team that has a huge history of success, ladies and gentlemen. I mentioned earlier tonight that this has been their best start to the season since 2022 and 2023, that season. But that doesn't mean that they haven't had good records to start, as they're going to call a foul here on Mirione. They have just had some excellent starts to the season, a lot of winning records over the last 5 or 6 years or so, basically since those records have been recorded. Obviously, they've always been recorded, but what we can find in the research here, as Joshua Soto has checked in now for the Liners, comes in for Pesowitz. It is now the very young core for Phillipsburg, as well as Immaculata now, in for both teams as we get a glimpse of the future for the Spartans and the Stateliners. Soto trying to go underneath, going for a little Euro step, couldn't secure it. Gets rebounded there by Kevin Audu. And Mirioni now bringing it up, goes around Matos, and can't get the layup. $1 million move with a 10-cent finish as Soto tries securing the rebound. And he does, but they're going to slow the pace down. Soto. Out to Matos. Matos going to take it up here. We got less than 5 minutes left to go in the game. 71 Spartans, 41 Stateliners here as the subs are in. And guys, Phillipsburg, this really has been a bit of a transitional year for them. But if you are a Phillipsburg fan, and I know that a lot of our viewers are, we cover a lot of games over here, especially for basketball, men's and women's. You could call this a bit of a transitional year for them. They have a very young core. They were outmatched tonight by a team that was very heavy on upperclassmen. Really all juniors and seniors on the Immaculata side, with the exception of one sophomore, that being Trevor Mirione, who was just in possession right there, who was looking for the assist but couldn't get it, as Singh comes in on the other end, going for the long pass over to Soto. Gets it out to Clymer, to Matos, thought about a three but thought better of it, and couldn't get the layup. As Nguyen was going for the rebound, he couldn't get it. And after Audu picked it up, ends up back in the hands of Nguyen. And that's going to be a good layup there by Joe Cummins. But like we were saying, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of promise on this team. And if you want to look at who the promising stars are, next season returning, we still have Tamir Moore, who's shown a lot of promise here tonight. Caleb Clymer is just a freshman here. He's got 3 very good years here left for the Stateliners. I know you didn't see it here tonight, but if you've watched any of our previous broadcasts, well, you're in luck because this kid's got a future here. As Mirione hits the 3. On the other hand, too, you still have Dominic Bracco, who's just a sophomore. The JV team has been struggling a little bit here for the Liners, as we saw earlier on tonight, but there's always room for improvement. And they could use a lot of improvement here, as they're down by 35 points. And the mercy rule is in effect here as we got 2.5 minutes. The clock don't stop at this point. As Mirione now looking for an opening around Matos. Can't find it. Gets triple team, but still makes the layup. Mirione making his case for more minutes next season, as the sophomore is going to go to the line. Try to get point number 6. I apologize to those who got excited here, for those who I said we would be on upset watch here tonight, especially with the momentum that Phillipsburg's been riding over recent games. Immaculata, though, just excellent competition for any team in New Jersey, obviously. Tough challenge and a tough hill to climb. And their play has been immaculate here tonight, as Soto did a good job to get open on that mid-range attempt, faking out Nguyen, but he couldn't sink it there. As Mirione's going to bring the ball up now. He is in control as the point guard. Mirione passes it off to Cummins. Loses control of the ball, but it's going to stick with Immaculata here as the clock continues to run. We got about 1:10 left. Audu looking for an inbound here. Cummins, no defense at all for Phillipsburg. As Matos passing it out to Soto as the clock continues to run out. 81-41 now. Phillipsburg has not scored a single point in the fourth quarter, as Mirione just laying it on. Just stop it, guys. It's a slaughter in Peaburg. Matos just looking for some way to get around it here. Might be getting a little frustrated going one-on-one with Mirione, who's fighting for a more profitable roster spot. And Jasnor Singh is approaching his final minutes here as a Stateliner, and you can see him shaking his head. He's frustrated. You can't blame him. As we got 10 seconds left until Immaculata improves to 17-5 on the season. An explosive third quarter from Riley Gorman is going to lead the way for the Spartans here along the Delaware River. As the high five line comes out, final score of this one, 83-41. Immaculata is going to finish this game and improve to 17-5 And unfortunately for the Stateliners, they're going to fall to 6-14 on the year. That's going to end a 3-game win streak, as we'll be back tomorrow night on the Garden State Athletic Network as they take on Franklin in a game that was previously postponed due to a heavy snowstorm, as most people in the state will remember, that hit about 2 to 3 weeks ago.
It's Dave, not Evan.
Yeah.
Give you a heads up. They're listening. People listening.
Looking for a great rate on a new loan? From automobile to home equity loans, Urco Community Federal Credit Union has what you're looking for. Contact our loan officers, Shannon Simonetta or Michael Boulos, to discuss financing options. Visit urcocu.org to learn more. Approval subject to credit, underwriting approval, terms subject to change. Certain restrictions may apply. This is not a commitment to lend. Equal housing opportunity lender, federally insured by NCUA. Today's broadcast is presented by GMAC Pizza, Wings, and More, right on Memorial Parkway, made with the same passion for 3 generations and voted the best pizza in Phillipsburg. Call them at 908-768-3500. Order online at gmacpizzawings.com. We can't wait to serve you. Today's broadcast is presented by New York Life Insurance agent Ed Kovacs Jr., based in Lopatcong, New Jersey. To learn more, scan the QR code on your screen or visit www.newyorklife.com/agent/EJ Kovac or call 908-358-9726. Folks, we're proud to bring you the best high school and local sports action right here on the Garden State Athletic Network, but we don't do it alone. Is your business looking to reach a dedicated local audience across New Jersey? From the opening kickoff to the final buzzer, our fans are locked in. When you partner with us, you aren't just buying an ad, you're supporting the student athletes and communities that make New Jersey sports special, all at a surprisingly affordable cost. Ready to join the team? Scan the QR code on your screen right now to learn more. You can also reach us directly at sponsorships at GardenStateAthleticNetwork.com or give us a call at 973-738-3881. Grow your business while supporting local sports only on the Garden State Athletic Network. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're right here in the victory booth over here at the Garden State Athletic Network, the Harrington Company's press box. I'm Jack Barber. Just finished up calling an absolute blowout on one end here as Immaculata just crushed the Phillipsburg Stateliners here tonight. Looked like it was going to be a promising game at the half. We saw some really exciting plays in the second quarter, but unfortunately it was not to be, as after a 30-point explosion in the third, just absolute mop-up duty going on in the fourth quarter for Immaculata as they brought the subs in about halfway through it. Phillipsburg did not score a single point in the fourth quarter. That was very disappointing. So I guess final thoughts on the game. Player of the game, as a matter of fact. It's no surprise. It's Riley Gorman. Had a bit of a cold start there. Only 6 points heading into the second half, but an absolute explosion in the third and fourth quarters, especially throughout the entirety of the third quarter, hitting just 3 after 3. This team couldn't miss, and Gorman couldn't miss, more importantly. So Riley Gorman, congratulations. We're going to try to get a word from him as always, but if we can't catch him, we can't catch him. But, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back here tomorrow night in Phillipsburg as the Stateliners take on Franklin in a makeup game here tomorrow night at the Phillipsburg High School Gymnasium. And for Jared Klimas and the Garden State Athletic Network, my name is Jack Barber. We've enjoyed bringing this presentation to you from the Harrington Company's press box. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.